Covered them, basically.
Right. So they were evolutionarily complacent.
They were exactly, like a lot of island species, they're a lot like that. And it's only man who crosses islands in the way we do
like all those ridiculous flightless birds on New Zealand.
Yeah.
Essentially, they got lazy.
Yeah.
They got lazy. What's the point in flying? Now, some of them go, we'll need it one day. I bet we'll need it one day. Nah. You're too anal, you are. Just walk around, it's easier.
Yeah. Anyway, despite being discovered in 1535, giant tortoises weren't properly catalogued by science until the early 19th century because they were so delicious that no samples ever made it back home. And with that, it's time for the great test of general ignorance, so fingers on buzzers, if you please. Now, how did Catherine the Great die?
Oh, it's quite famous how she died. Fortunately, I don't know.
She would?
She didn't have sex with a horse.
Correct.
She...
died on a commode. Oh, no, that was
Oh, dear. Go. You're on fine form. Well, commode Lou. There are those, of course. Elvis Presley was said to have died that way. George II died at stool. But stool? At stool is how they described it, rather splendidly, straining away. But no, Catherine, she did have a stroke on the loo, on the commode, but she died in bed.
Is that a euphemism?
Many ways.
She did have horses.
A stroke on the commode. Well, we'll leave you there, love, for a minute.
She did have sex with horses, though.
No, she didn't. No.
That horse's head is too small.
Yeah, they did paint them like that, didn't they? It's a very odd 18th century thing, painting horses with small heads.
She never had sex with one horse?
Not... no, it was sort of made up, nor a donkey. She did with lots of courtiers. She was a very sexy...
It's not quite the same, though, is it?
No, it's not, no. Yeah. But the point... Her son, Paul, who hated her, became Paul I, the Tsar.
He spread that rumour,
He spread the rumour, as did... And the French were also responsible for spreading it. They had...
My mum, right?
What
she's done, right? My mum, never believe it. She's having sex with a horse.
That's why I'm so good at show jumping.
Anyway, despite all the salacious gossip, Catherine died in bed where she was being cared for following a stroke. In cold weather, where does most of your heat escape from?
Your head. What? Your head.
Oh, really? Yes. No.
It's supposed to be 75%. That's what I've been told.
Is it not just the fact that your head is a bit of you that is more sort of naked?
Well, that's right, if it is, but only 10% of your heat. You're actually, if your arm was exposed, more would escape from your arm than from your head.
If people went around with bare buttocks a lot, they would say, in the cold, you really should put on a buttock hat. Because you lose 90% of your heat through your buttocks. No, ridiculous. No need these days to cover your buttocks all the time. In the same way, everyone used to wear hats. Now they go around bareheaded a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad my... well, it sounds wrong, this, but I'm glad my grandmother's dead. Because that would blow... blow her mind. I'm not glad she's dead.
No.
She said. Well, it's sad she's dead, but she died a long time ago, so this doesn't affect it at all.
No, you're glad she isn't here to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also, at the same time, it was a shame she never saw me on a plane sitting next to Lionel Blair. That would have been a lovely moment as well.
What happened to you?
She died before I was able to tell her that. Because she would have seen that as the absolute pinnacle of human achievement. So
it is.
Yeah, it was very nice.
There's nothing special about your head and heat loss. On a cold day, you would lose more heat through an exposed leg or arm than a bare head. What was the lingua franca of ancient Rome?
Great balls of fire!
Dutch. I knew that's not going to come up.
Yeah, very good, yeah.
See, that's where you've got to think, Joe. You've got to think what they wouldn't put up.
Cheers, Sean. Latin.
Oh!
I did that deliberately.
Yeah, I know.
At this point,
She's going for the record.
Yeah, it makes
no
sense.
Difference.
You're
yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
It's like shooting the moon when you play hearts or one of those games.
Oh, it's such a brilliant game.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What does lingua franca mean?
When people get together, it's a language that is commonly used as like everybody's second language, as it were.
Is it Greek?
Yes, it is Greek. It's the right answer. Greek is the language that people would use in Rome if they weren't Latin speakers. Finally, how many men have been president of the United States?
Oh, it's 46 or something?
Well, shall we ask the great man himself? Shall we ask the current president?
Is he here?
Is he here tonight?
quite
Ladies and gentlemen,
What a waste of a guest.
I'm glad we've given up my seat. I think he sat in the audience for this one.
here he is, the president, but which number of the United States? He's here to tell us.
I thank President Bush for his service to our nation. As well as the generosity and cooperation he has shown throughout this transition. 44 Americans have now taken the presidential oath.
He's wrong. He's wrong. He made a mistake.
He's only been on once and he's wrong already.
He is currently known as the 44th, just as Bush was known as the 43rd. But they aren't. Bush was the 42nd and he is the 43rd.
Oh.
Do you know why this is?
One of them was invisible.
Was there someone who was president for a bit and then stopped being president? Someone else was president and came back?
There was one non-consecutive president,
Right.
who was the 22nd and the 24th.
Why did they count him as two? That doesn't make any sense. Yet they count Clinton as one.
Yeah, because his terms are
Consecutive
consecutive. This one was the 22nd, then Benjamin Harrison was president, and then he was the 24th. This was Grover Cleveland.
I think if I was doing that, if I was setting that system up, I would have gone for the number of different men. Right?
Yes.
I would say, you know, that you get a new number if you're a different man.
Yes, exactly.
Not if there was a gap.
No, I know, but there's only ever been one gap, and for some reason they didn't do that. So when he took his second oath, he was called the 24th president, although he was the same man who'd been the 22nd.
Well, he was actually Stalin.
He was, he does look a bit like him.
Yeah. So not only did he rule Russia, kill millions of people, he was two presidents of the United States.
It's a weird system,
That's
isn't
a CV.
it? It's quite a bombshell.
Now we know what he was doing in between presidents.
Yeah, exactly. Barack Obama is, in fact, the 43rd person to become president of the United States because Grover Cleveland held the position twice with a 4-year break in between, making him the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States. It's a great shame, but that is the end of the show, and time to look at the scores. Well, my word, my word, my word, my word. In first place, with 4 points, it's David Mitchell. In second place with +2 is Alan Davis. In third place with -6, Sean Locke.
Oh, thank you very much.
But in fourth place with -10, it's Barack Obama. Barack, where are you? -10, which means tonight in fifth place with a very impressive -46, Joe Brand. So it only remains to say thank you from David, Sean, Joe, Alan and me, and to leave you with this thought from the great Jack Handy. Before you criticise someone, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you criticise them, you'll be a mile away, and you'll have their shoes. Good night.